It is now time for our feature presentation. Spoiler warnings. Our first review tonight is the John Wayne film from 1951, Operation Pacific.
Don't give up the ship.
I have not yet begun to fight.
Damn the torpedoes! Full speed ahead.
Operation Pacific. Operation Pacific. Operation Pacific. Yes, these are the words that sent history's greatest armada into action. Thousands of ships poised for the 0 hour, waiting for a lone American submarine, deep in enemy waters to signal the attack. The Thunderfish, a deadly raider of the sea lanes, manned by a fighting crew and the skipper who sailed her to glory. And this is the story of these men sealed in steel. The memories each carried in his heart, the warmth of that last kiss, the hilarity of that first shore leave, the danger of missions that took them from brooding islands through the very lifelines of the enemy, where human courage challenged the devastating blasts of inhuman odds.
All hands, stand by for battle surface. Pour it to him!
Coming up for a thrill-thundering salute to the silent service is John Wayne in the glory-rousing role of his career. Patricia Neal, Ward Bond, Philip Carey.
Aren't you dramatizing this thing a little?
No, it's different this time. You're not the hero, you're the sucker. Mary Stewart and I are gonna be married.
Still there, huh?
What?
That old Zane.
Of course it's still there, you big ape. What do you think could happen to it?
We're right in the middle of the entire Japanese Imperial fleet.
Destroyers.
Okay, Dwayne, this, I believe, is my first John Wayne film ever.
Really?
First one ever.
Not seen any cowboy movies or nothing like that?
Not his.
Okay.
I actually like this movie. It was a little long, and there was a big romance thing in here, but I still really enjoyed this movie. Stars John Wayne and directed by George Wagner, who also directed The Wolfman.
1931 or 33?
I believe so, yeah. Thought that's pretty cool. So one of the characters in here is a guy named Junior, played by Sam Edwards. If you ever seen a little movie called Bambi, which came out around this time, he played Thumper, the Bambi's best friend who's a rabbit. Yeah, that's the only really people I really recognize in here.
Right.
You didn't recognize anybody?
Just John Wayne.
Just John Wayne? Okay. So a little bit about the movie is about John Wayne, who is in the Navy. He works on a torpedo fleet called the Thunderbird?
I forget. Thunderfish?
Thunderfish, Thunderhead. It was Thunderfish, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was.
All right, well,
I'm always right.
it's about John Wayne, who works in a submarine called Thunderfish. And, pretty okay name, I guess. And he's kind of like in charge of the submarine, and he's a war hero, and they're going out on all these little missions, sinking Japanese boats and shit like that. And then the other half of the movie is he's got a love triangle with his ex-wife and another guy in the Navy, and that's just there for romance reasons, and it doesn't really affect the plot, I guess. But I don't know, it's okay. I do like it. I kind of wish we got to know more of the other guys on the sub besides John Wayne's character. You meet a few of them, but not a whole lot enough to care about it, because a lot of times people are getting killed. I'm like, who's that again? Who's that? You know. And usually the ones you do get to like really know, you're like, oh, they're gonna die. You know. And they usually are the ones who die, are the ones like John Wayne will have a conversation with someone for 3 or 4 minutes, and then they're gonna die. That's kind of how I work here. What you think of the movie, Dwayne?
So I have seen some John Wayne movies before. I've seen Green Berets, Longest Day, Big Jake, True Grit, and a couple others. I've seen some Cowboys. I've seen some of his war ones. This was the first time I've seen Operation Pacific, and like Sean said, it's actually really good. I liked it. The whole time we're watching the movie, I was picking on the movie and everything like that. You know, we're doing saying little things about it and stuff, but I was watching it and I liked it. I thought it was a little long. It's like an hour 50 minutes and everything.
Yeah. It could have been 90.
It could have been a little shorter. And what Sean was saying is, he's got his ex-wife, and his ex-wife is dating a younger guy that was friends with John Wayne when they were younger, and John Wayne's senior officer is this guy's older brother, so they're like a whole group of 4 that are all friends and stuff. And if you had taken the love triangle part out and just had them be friends or stuff, it would have worked just the same. I'm not against romances in movies, but if you had cut 10 minutes of the romance part out and got this movie a little more confined to a war movie, and just had the romance between John Wayne and his ex-wife, not have to throw another guy in there, it could have gone a little smoother and everything. But it was actually good. I liked it at the beginning. The little mission, the first mission they have is they're on an island and they're saving nuns and children and stuff and taking them onto the submarine. And the kids are playing around in the submarine and stuff. That was kind of a little neat and everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of comedic moments.
Yeah.
So that was one of them where like they're trying to like not get killed, and there's kids running around in there like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, it shows him trying to take care of the people he's saving, trying to take care of his crew. His crew gets into a drunk fight with some Hawaiian people at the time. He tries to bail them out, and the local authorities are like, no, you can't. They've been in trouble constantly. We got to stop this. But then kind of find out that some other things happen, so they kind of make a deal between the Hawaiians, the military police, and then his crew all make a deal, 3-way deal. They're not telling each other on things, so they smooth it all out.
Now, when you were in the Army,
Yes.
did you boys get in trouble like that a lot?
Okay, so here we go. You had to bring it up. When I was in Fort Bliss, Texas, it's right across the border from Juarez, Mexico. It's right by El Paso. It's right outside El Paso. They always tell you that, hey, you know, Mexico's a foreign country. We have no jurisdiction down there. If you go down there, you get in trouble. We can't save you. I'm not going to say I got in trouble. I'm going to say there's a lot of people who got in trouble. A lot of GIs got in trouble. One night I had to pay a federale $50 so they wouldn't take one of my friends to jail. I've seen the federales just dump people on the American side of the border, or right at the border where the MPs can take them back the next day. I've seen a lot of fights. I've seen a lot of things going on. There's people getting in trouble. And then when I was in Korea, I've seen some things going on there too, with people getting drunk and fighting. It's usually Americans fighting Americans, like troops and you know, unit to unit. Sometimes it's the locals and everything. You try not to have it be with the locals, because if you're in a foreign country and the local police grab you, it's like the same thing. They can't really save you. They have to come down. Somebody has to come in and not only like just not be an interpreter, but have to go and say, hey, you know, you did something against their government. You're going to have to do something to take care of it, to fix it. Usually it's like 30 days in jail, stuff like that. And then while you're out, the military gets you for missing formations and things like that too. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that were going on. I had a lot of fun in the military in other countries. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Had a lot of fun. But I told everybody I was 17 years old and I was in Mexico with a couple $100 in my pocket in a foreign country and no supervision. So I had a lot of fun in Mexico. But yeah, that kind of stuff happens a lot.
Okay. This movie, when like the whole crew getting arrested, and then John Wayne had to come down, and and then there are a few scenes like that where it's all comedic, like they're all drunk in the cell singing songs, and they're all dressed like hula girls. You know, I mean, there's a lot of comedic moments. So it's like the movie mixes comedy, romance, and war movies all into one. I say for the most part, it did a really good job of blending all three and kind of having a pretty good thing. And I'm glad the romance triangle wasn't any longer. It was a little too long, but I'm glad it wasn't longer because I really liked the part where they're out on the ship and shit and fighting the Japanese and sinking ships. That was really cool. And not to say that I hated the romance part, but it was just a little bit long, that part for me. Dwayne, what was John Wayne's name in this movie?
Duke. You know, his nickname was always John Wayne's the Duke.
Yeah.
His name was Duke in this also. What was his middle initial there, Sean?
E.
What was that?
E.
Was that together?
Duke E.
Dookie.
His name's Dookie. Dookie Gifford.
Somebody wasn't paying attention when they wrote that out.
I'm Officer Dookie Gifford. That's the best part of the movie. I laughed for 5 fucking minutes when I saw that. Because like he's just writing a letter. It's a Duke. And he paused for a minute. E. Like, it felt like he was like, God damn it, my parents named me Duke E. Gifford. Oh, shit. Okay. There is no, like, real bad guys besides just Japanese. You know, there was no, like, one specific Japanese officer. It was just...
Yeah, there's no point of view from the Japanese. It's just they're in the background as the enemy.
And they're actually stationed at Pearl Harbor, but the Pearl Harbor bombing was not brought up. I'm assuming this takes place before?
After
the Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, Pearl Harbor was 1941, and he saw that thing. It said plaque. It said hospital built Pearl Harbor, 1942.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it takes place after.
It takes place after, yeah.
Gotcha. I was wondering, when I was watching, I was like, I wonder if it's going to happen at the end, or they're just not going to bring it up. But I missed that. I didn't know the date of Pearl Harbor. Okay, well, I'm glad you noticed that.
Yeah, they America was just building and like stockpiling before that, and when the Japanese bombed on December 7th, 1941, that's what said, hey, now we're at war with Japan. We were just stockpiling, saying, hey, you don't bother us, we're not going to bother you, hands off. But Japan's like, well, we're trying to get over to here, and we're going to... They did it, they did it anyway. And
there is like a little thing they brought up, how her and him, they lost their baby a few years back. And then you kind of have a feeling he's going to adopt the baby he saved from the jungle, or whatever they saved them from. There's a little infant baby that was like a newborn that he saved in that first mission. And finally at the end, they adopt him, and they named him Butch. And like the very last line of the movie is like, let's go get Butch. Yeah. Any last thoughts and grade on this movie, Dwayne?
Last thoughts is it was really good. It's not my favorite John Wayne movie.
Yeah.
But I've only seen like 5 or 6 now, and none of them have been really bad.
Okay.
I know they said he's made some really bad ones, but the 5 or 6 I've seen have all been really good. I like this one. I was surprised. I was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, this might be one of the ones I've been told that was horrible. And we're watching it. I was like, oh, it's not bad. It's not bad. A little long. A little too much on the love triangle.
Yeah.
Besides that, it was pretty good. So my final thoughts is this is a good old 7.
Okay.
7. I mean, better. It's not right down the middle. It's better. It's not a great movie, but it's really good, and I enjoyed it.
All right. This is my pros and cons to Operation Pacific. My pros. It's a mix of war, comedy, and romance. I think for the most part, pretty well blended. I like John Wayne's character. He was pretty cool, and I don't know why, but I can see why he was pretty popular. He's kind of like this, like hunkish looking dude, a cool accent, and total badass. I think I'm kind of interested in watching more of his movies now. I wasn't bored. I actually really, I know it was like almost 2 hours, but I actually really enjoyed the movie. My cons. Some of the romance bit kind of dragged on just a little bit. Okay, guys, I'm going to give Operation Pacific, I want to give it 7 General Dookies out of 10.